in the 1950 and 1960, the company has been out at sea looking for oil deposits and gas deposits. They've found it during those times, and it hasn't been until recently that they want to bring their plant, all those gas and oil, to land. And the ideal place is our country, which is the Jabba Jabba country that they want to bring the oil and gas into. And the government would go ahead, but because of native title rights, they have to deal with us. If we wouldn't deal with them, it'd give the government the go ahead to develop in our country without anyone pulling them up.
In the beginning, we had about 40 sites earmarked for the hub, and till now it came down to 2, but now it's down to 1 now, and it is on Jabba Jabba country, and it is only right that the Jabba Jabba people be a part in the decision-making process.
We got involved in this process from some 8 months ago when Woodside and the state government was looking at possible sites to put an LNG gas plant. We have discussed it in great detail in family meetings, not just my family, but all the Jabba Jabba families. We've come together as a group to try and learn what this whole thing is about, learn what the impact of this is going to be on our country, and see how we can live with development, if at all possible. So we're basically looking at representing our ancestral rights for our country, as our people have done for thousands of years. So we are taking that responsibility very, very seriously. And that's what we're doing at the moment, trying to come to terms with resource development on Jabba Jabba land.
We have a hard decision to make as Jabba Jabba people, and we expect that the wider community give us that support, because the government and the developers want to come in and take over our country. It is a hard decision for us to take in what they are doing, and that they're going to take this land away from us for a long time, and what it could mean for the future. And we are taking in all of these information, and we need to make a good decision for our future. So I expect that the wider community support us, because it is very hard. Our own people don't like us within the community for the decision that we have to go through. And we're up against that big challenge. And I'd say that the wider community should support and help us in the decision making of this process.
This process, we've got the Kimberley Land Council who's taking instructions from the Jabba Jabba people. So whilst they feed us the information, we consume it, we digest it, but we go back to them and say, this is what we want to do, this is our position. At the end of the day, it's our country, our decision-making process, and the consequences of those decision-making process we have to live with. Jabba Jabba people have engaged the Kimberley Land Council to do this.
The state has put on a table that the 31st of March 2009 is a deadline for the land tenure, and if we didn't be a part of it, then the government would go ahead with compulsory acquisition of the land. We're not going to let them go ahead with the compulsory acquisition. We put our hands up to make everything fair and to discuss it for our future interests.
We started off with the rest of the Kimberley Aboriginal people, TOs, that is, along with KLC. That was about in May, and we knew what was coming our way, and we talked about how we can prepare and deal with this proposal for a hub, and we're still sitting down and negotiating. It is coming close to crunch time, but I'd just like you guys to know that we have been here for a really long time, and we're still negotiating for a fair outcome, for a good deal for everybody, I suppose. We also talked about the effect that it will have throughout the Kimberley, starting from wherever the plant is going to be, right up to East Kimberley, right up to with the Kimberley borderline going up to Pilbara Way, Karajari country. It won't only affect us people living on the coastline, Karajari, Jaba Jaba, Nyul Nyul, Bard, Ungo, right up to Clumber Way. It'll affect the inland communities as well in terms of traffic, difficulties in social, health, economic, and whatever way you want to see it. It will have effect no matter how far you are living in the bush or how far towards Pilbara where you're living down south. It will affect you in terms of the ripple, we call it the ripple effect, that'll will hit other community towns. We're still negotiating in good faith and hope that the rest of the public see us, I suppose, negotiating in good faith as well. Outcome's good for everybody, and yeah, that's all I'd like to say. Yeah.